right, so it's been nice. It's been a nice break. We've been able to find our new normal. I decided to come back on the day where I sound super sexy. Anyone else have a cold right now? My child came home with a cold, and he is one of those babies that always has to have physical contact with you at all times if we're home at the same time. So naturally I picked it up. Luckily, I am feeling much better now, except for the, sexy, yummy voice that I have. Anyway, I thought we would just get back into it. Do you want to say hi? Oh yeah, she's still here, alive and kicking. Yo, she is Jean-Claude Van Damme. She is on like her 12th life. She is not mobile anymore. She can't walk. She can barely stand. I'm still bald, in case you were wondering. Look at that. Yep, the baldness is still here. It's one of those things. You can always come back, push around in the stroller every day, everywhere I go. I didn't think that I was going to be a mom of two boys that are 10 and 13, pretty much almost 11 and 14, and then I'm gonna have to be dealing with strollers, but here we are, and we're loving every second of it. She eats, she drinks, she sleeps, she sasses. She just can't move right now. So let me get the other two Rugrats. We're actually heading out the door. I want to run an errand with you guys. Come on, baby. Where's my handsome fella? I've never actually vlogged with Hank, so he's looking a little suspicious. Ven, mi amor. Is that Rupert? Is that my Ruby Roo? Is that my Ruby Roo? Want to say hi to your tias? Say hi to your aunts. Oh, that's a handsome boy. What am I, handsome girl? Oh, that's not nice. Here you go. Good boy. You're such a handsome fella. Yes, you are. Hey, you guys, interrupting your favorite video for a word from our sponsor. I did want to say thank you to the Prepared Hero for sponsoring this vlog. This was such an easy yes for me, you guys. When I tell you, something that is so important to me is fire safety, and it's probably because this is my favorite room of the house. If I had to pick, aside from my bed, which isn't even, a room, my favorite room in this house is the kitchen, because it's where I'm able to feed my family. It's where I'm able to relax and experiment and make memories with my kids. You guys know both of my boys love to cook, and I let them make messes. Did you also know that October is Fire Prevention Month? So this is the opportunity to kind of reflect, check your surroundings, and see if you guys are ready for the year. See if you have your safety rules in place. When Parker and I moved in together, I was like, oh yeah, can you put my fire extinguishers? I like to keep one under the kitchen sink, and then I like the other one outside the garage door, right? So under the kitchen sink, right outside the garage, so that everybody knows where they are, they're reachable, they're accessible. And he's like, I threw them away. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, they expired 11 years ago. Fire extinguishers expire? You're kidding. That's not a thing, is it? So that was a very memorable conversation that I had with my first responder husband. Then I saw a story on my Instagram that was incredibly compelling about an emergency that happened in someone's home, and that the fire blanket saved their lives. I immediately jumped online and ordered 4 for my house. And I didn't know that something like this existed. I have unintentionally and intentionally set fires in my kitchen in the past, and I thought this was a great opportunity and very relatable to bring to you guys and to show you about. So let me give you guys a tour. If you guys are unfamiliar with the Prepared Hero, they have the Prepared Hero Fire Safety Blanket. It looks like this. I obviously have another one here. Oh, you guys, you don't believe me, do you? All right, so I have 2 in my kitchen. Hold, please. I have 1 in this hallway closet right here. I'm sure you've seen it. There is not a corner of this house that I haven't showed you guys. I think probably not the toilet. I have another one here. This is right by the back patio door. You open the cabinet, and I have one right there because we have a gas fireplace right there. And then, hold please. This is an area that Parker loves to use, but I also use it because I like to make the mess outside instead of inside. It's our grill. And then we got one there. This one's a little, it's a little dingy because it lives outside, but we're prepared. And this is the way I look at it, right? Like, you have fire extinguishers and they're great. They serve a purpose, but not only do you have to know how to use them, they make a mess. You know how I feel about messes. They make them, you have to know how to use them. It might be too heavy for your child or somebody that's at home. With the Prepared Hero, let me show you. Okay, so with this guy, you got the easy pull tabs, okay? There's literally never any doubt in your mind. Look at how small it is. You could put it in a drawer, okay? This is not heavy. It fits in a drawer. It has a little convenient hook for you to hang it. Velcro blanket. Then this is your fire blanket. I mean, it's the size of a stove, right? It'll help with indoor fire, outdoor fire, electrical fires, grill fires, camping fires, kitchen fires. You could drape it over a person if their clothes is on fire. So it's mess free. And my favorite part, and I know Parker appreciates this, is it doesn't expire. You have it within an arm's reach. It doesn't expire. You can keep your family safe. Your children can use it. Put it somewhere they can reach it as well. They don't have to carry a big thing or spray, you know, like there's no mess to clean up. It will literally save your life. And all it takes is this little pouch hanging somewhere nearby that everyone in your home knows where it's at. I am an overly prepared person, and I think it makes more sense for us to have them in multiple places in the home. But if you have a conversation with your family about, look, this is where I'm gonna hang it, heck, hang it like somewhere you can actually see it. Put a little cute hook, a little command hook on the wall, something cute that that matches your decor. And when you need it, you can just yank on those two tabs and you're ready to go. You can wrap this around somebody in case of an emergency. So it is just one of those things that you're like, yeah, absolutely. You know what? You know what's around the corner? Jack-o'-lanterns. You know what's around the corner? Fall candles. You know what's around the corner? A beautiful Thanksgiving tablescape with pillar candles. You know what else is around the corner? I don't know, Christmas, Hanukkah, tinsel, a lot of things that really enjoy being flammable. What better way to give your family and yourself peace of mind than a Prepared Hero fire safety blanket, you guys? Did I need 4? Probably not. However, right now there is a link in my description box and that will get you up to 56% off your very own Prepared Hero fire safety blanket, you guys. Honestly, sure, it's nice to give someone a gift during the holidays, but what better gift than giving them the gift of peace of mind and safety? Even if it's for your own family, like I said, it's not heavy, it's not messy, it doesn't expire. You can have it in multiple locations of your room. It's a small, compact, like I can just put this away now and put it back in its little pouch and I'm ready to go for, God forbid, when I actually need it. I hope that moment doesn't come, but I have set my lawn on fire. Okay. Anyone else very impatient, waiting for help from other people? I know I am, and in one of those Danny moments of impatientness, I tried to do something by myself, and I caught my pan on fire, and I was like, a pan on fire? That doesn't scare me. Do you know who my mother is? So I'm just gonna go take this pan, and I'm gonna take it outside. So I did. And you know what happened? I set my lawn on fire too. By the time I ran to get the hose to put it out, Half of my lawn was crispy. I'm gonna try and dig up that photo because I took a picture. I thought it was kind of funny, but those are the things that happen when you're single and impulsive and don't wait for help. Anyway, so I will make sure to leave all the Prepared Hero fire safety blanket information in the description box below. Like I said, right now, you guys, you can get up to 56% off. Honestly, there shouldn't be a discount on giving your family peace of mind, but if there is, take advantage. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all that information will be listed in the description box of this video, and you can carry on with the show. I honestly don't know where we are, where we left off, what you know, what I've posted about. Here you go, baby girl. So a mini update, not even an update, just a random fact. Both of Parker's girls are out of state now. One moved out for college and the other one was like, you know what? I think I want to do that too. So we're in like this new chapter of our lives that is, unsettling is the wrong word, but it's definitely a new feeling. So I have been struggling a lot with Hank because he is a victim of hoarding. Both of them are. Rue and Hank are both victims of hoarding. However, Rue, we adopted her at about 6 months. So she doesn't have a lot of, her body hasn't stored as much trauma as Hank's has. Hank was unadoptable. He has a checkered past, you know? He was unadoptable, he bites. They made us sign waivers and waivers and waivers that say we're not going to bring him back. We're not allowed to bring him back. We are responsible for getting him trained. Honestly, all I see is a dog that was never raised around other people, only dogs. I see a dog that acts like a pack animal and doesn't trust humans. And so adjusting to him, we've had to adjust to him versus he adjusts to us. And I'm okay with that. Like, I made a promise to this little dog. When we went to the Dallas Humane Society and brought Rue home, I was going in to see Hank. That's the dog that my heart wanted. And he disappeared. The magic of social media, it was kind of like a connection. One person sent me to another person, sent me to another Instagram story, sent me to another post. And we found him in foster, like in a fostering situation with a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, gorgeous friend called Joyce. She fosters dogs, and Joyce brought him to us. We got to hang out with him. Rue recognized him immediately. It was wonderful. It was awesome, but he has a very long road ahead of him. And I really thought that this time off for me was going to be a way to just regulate my new normal. From accepting how wildly out of control my ADHD has gotten since perimenopause, you know, and trying to get back on some kind of as needed medication for myself so that I can actually be productive, to, you know, our routine here at home and having to cook pretty much every day, which I didn't realize how spoiled I was. I've always loved to cook. But when the boys would head off, we would eat out. We'd get Uber. We'd go on dates. We'd go to restaurants. And now I'm around the clock cooking, which I've enjoyed. But y'all, groceries are so expensive. Our grocery bill has doubled, a little bit over doubled. It's insane. Maybe the boys are bigger too. I don't know. But our grocery bill is out of, I'm about to join OnlyFans. Just saying that. Anyway, so this time off was me, you know, like getting my ADHD under control. Like, this is getting out of hand. I don't have focus. I'm stressing out. You know, our family, like the girls moving, so much stuff. And then Hank's like, hold my beer. Hold my beer. Because now your whole life is about the Hankster. And I'm always honest with you guys. I had maybe a day where I was like, I 1000% regret getting more dogs. 1000%. I would take them back. I regret getting them. And that lasted very short. It was a very short-lived moment where I was like, I'm sorry, I was just hungry. Because I don't think any of my pets have ever been easygoing, you know, none of them. And none of them come from like a simple, uncomplicated, like inception. From their rescuing to their story to their health. Like none of it has ever been easy. So, I mean, Hank just got in line and he filled right up the spots that were left free and clear from Wesley, the double, and Ernie. And now this one. So Sophia and Hank are the highlight and the stress of my day, which is fine. We hired a trainer. His name is Justin. He's here in the DFW area. And this guy, man, I'm this close to telling him to take Hank for a few days and bring him back. Because while I am immensely proud of how much progress Hank has made, it's not fast enough. It's not moving fast enough. Am I in a hurry? Not really. Has he stopped nipping? Mostly. And he's just, I don't know how else to describe it to you guys, because I think unless you see it for yourself, it's really hard to believe. We can't touch him. Like, just let that sink in for a little bit. I gotta hide my bribery. So we cannot physically touch him. I mean, I can, but I have to corner him to touch him. Like harassment style. Have you guys seen those reels where they do that creepy man filter and they're like, oh, come on, don't you want to sit in my lap? I have some treats in my pocket. And it's like a creepy man face. And it's like, wow, is this what our dogs get to look at when, you know, we're trying to just love on them? And it really is that creepy. So we cannot bathe him. I cannot give him medication. I can't walk him. I can't put a leash on him. It took me about 2 months to put a collar on him. He won't sit in your lap. You can't hold him. I mean, I have to put really delicious treats, like, what's the word? Joyce uses a really cool, see him? Joyce, his original foster mom, uses a really high-end, no, she says high value. I have to use really high value treats to get him into a transportation crate to take him to the vet. And then at the vet, it takes like all the vet techs and some trazodone to do anything with him. So this dog has never been touched, ever. And so now every day, twice a day, I lure him into his playpen, which is where he sleeps with his sister. And I close the gate and I sit in there with him and I force touch on him. Yep, I'm disclosing on the internet that I force touch my dog. I am a predator. Wow. So it's nice because he lets me. And he's slowly letting my boys touch him as well. But outside of the scenario of being in the playpen or having, like, this is my life right now, you guys. Chicken hearts, a lead, some kibble for training. I used to have to wear these. Parker's like, those are welding gloves. I'm like, those are animal handling gloves. He's like, those are welding gloves. Okay, whatever. He still has to wear them to touch him. I don't. So I don't have to use these anymore. But like my whole life now is how to get him to believe me and believe us that we are here to help him, to love him, to protect him, to keep him safe. It makes me really happy and proud of him when he seeks me out, when he trusts me. He's always seen me a little bit different than anyone else here in our home. He follows me around. I don't have to use gloves with him. He asks me for food. You see him, like there's these little glimmers of moments where he gets really close to me and then he startles himself. The point is, he is teaching me so much about trauma recovery. And, you know, being that, I guess all of us suffer trauma to some degree, right? But for us right now, there's a lot of really deep trauma work that we're doing as a family, and to have Hank be a part of that, it's kind of like this mirror that works both ways, where we can see that compassion for him, for each other, but also for ourselves. And instead of wanting to give up or instead of feeling discouraged, it almost motivates you more, you know, to know that despite being different species, having different experiences, like, our nervous system is our nervous system, and it's tough. It's tough, it's resilient, but also it takes time. And so he's he takes a lot of my time right now. Anyway, I told you guys we were heading out the door because I want to go to Michael's to see if I can find a picture frame for our beautiful watercolor. I showed you guys that a little bit before we went on break, I think. And I want to frame it because now that Randers has moved, we don't have really anything to do in that room upstairs. And so we were using the, we always use the media room, like the upstairs movie room or whatever. That's typically our guest room because there's a big couch in there and there's a futon and there's a bed. I need to get a diaper for Sophia. So I can't leave anymore, like, without putting her somewhere safe, stable, comfortable. So I have to put a diaper on her. I have this like fluffy wee-wee mat that I put in her crate. Let me see if I can show you guys what I'm working with. So you have like a little collapsible mobile crate here. And then this sort of looks like a blanket, but it's actually a washable wee-wee mat. So when I need to go somewhere, she eats in that crib, and that's the only way that, I don't know why I call it crib, but it just sounds cuter. So she eats in there. It's collapsible, completely collapsible, and sometimes while she's eating, she does have an accident, so we have a disposable wee-wee mat in there while she's eating. When I need to leave, I put a disposable diaper on her because she will typically pee, and I have to leave her apart from the twins because they bother her otherwise. And they don't bother her in an aggressive way. They bother her in like a, hey, you want to play? Let's play, let's play. And like, she can't even stand up by herself. So it's not a good thing. So I have to diaper her. I put this so that she has like a little mattress to lay on, and if this leaks or she has an accident, it's no big deal. Typically it doesn't happen, and we're running a really quick errand. So let's hope that we don't have a mess to clean up. Are you guys looking at my torn up jeans? Let me show you in a second. Hi, Mama. But I love you. Look at my little skinny Minnie. Look at my little skinny Minnie. She's my frail old lady. Yes, she is. Okay, I'm gonna need you to stand for just a second, okay? So you can put your diaper on. Say hi to your friends. Why are you whining over there, huh? Why are you whining over there? And then so yeah, I have a tween and a teen and a stroller and diapers. I'm gonna put her here in her little crib. And so we need a picture frame for that beautiful watercolor painting. When I showed it to you guys, I immediately put it back in the tube that she shipped it in because I was like, something's gonna happen. It's gonna get wet, chips, whatever. I'm always eating, you know? Anyway, so this room doesn't get used anymore. And I'm so out of breath, probably because I have like bronchitis. So we took the TV out of here, put it in Daniel's room. So he's really excited. He's like, the TV like a big boy. And then I just put my filming equipment in here that I used to have when I was like, goodbye forever. I'm not gonna film anymore. Like, who is she? So I thought we would use some of the old bedding that I used to have when I was a single woman, and Chima's little pillow that Sam got me years ago. And then if I could find a beautiful frame, it can be in the background of all my videos. I don't know why the background of my videos has always been such a big deal. If we can't find a, I really need to catch my breath, you guys. If we can't find a picture frame for that, I'm still gonna get started. I have 3 videos that I wanna film today that I'm like determined to film, because the impression that I'm getting is that we are on this path. Rather, we have reached this destination where the internet is so overly saturated with content right now, and it is all short format, 15, 30-second content. Almost none of it is original, right? So like, it's stitched or it's a trend, but I don't get original vibes. So what happens when the scales flip? So what happens when the scales flip and all of a sudden everything's oversaturated, everything's trends, everything's short format, everything is AI assisted or AI period. What happens to us as humans? We crave nostalgia, the stuff that we're used to. And as much as I would like to say that I am a person of a lot of, I don't even know the right word, but like variety, complexities, diversity, I don't know. I'm also very set in my ways, and I only know what I know how to do. And that's pretty much it. I've kind of reached a point in my life where I'm comfortable with what I've learned and where I'm at. And I know that I enjoy and I'm good at doing long, casual format content. So I think that because we are so tipped to one side right now with the short content and the stitching and the stuff like that, I have a feeling it's going to tip in the other direction where we're going to crave the original beauty content, the monthly favorites, the empties, the get ready with me in front of my bed, the vlogs, you know. And while I don't think any of that went away, I do think that the popularity has decreased just because it's overly saturated with the other content. So not only is longer content not being shown or promoted, it's just not something that shows up in your feed very often. So anyway, I want to go to Michael's to get a picture frame to hopefully frame that beautiful piece of art and get started. I do want to do 3 shorter style videos today, but I have very limited time before the kids get home from school. So let's go to Michael's and hopefully we can find something. Also, remind me to tell you about my jeans later. Okay, bye. You ever just have a day where you're like, I'm gonna have a good day today? Like I am convinced that I am meant to have a good day today. I don't like to use the word manifesting because apparently that just sounds like unreligious. But anyway, I woke up today and I was like, you know, today's gonna be a good day. I just know it. I just know it's gonna be a good day. Despite the fact that I am convinced I have some kind of upper respiratory infection, I believe I'm gonna have a good day. And as I was coming home, I was on the phone, get off the phone call. It was a great phone call, of course, because it's a good day, right? I found this at Michael's. It should work. They were buy one, get one free, so I had to get a free big picture frame that we don't need, but they didn't let me use my 30% coupon off just the one. I tried, you guys. I really did. I'm hoping, actually, this will fit in the picture frame because I'm having a good day. As I was walking through the door on my phone call, I hear the screeching brakes of the UPS driver, which means my jeans have arrived. Look at that. Look at that. It is the exact size of the picture frame. You can't see. It is the exact size of the picture frame. It's gonna be a little bit harder to hang than I anticipated, but isn't that typically what happens with people that have brains like mine? When she's done drinking water, she just stands there, and then I have to come and get her and scoop her up. Say hi to your tias. Say hi to your tias. Say hi, tias. So it's gonna be a little bit harder to hang than I anticipated. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that right now, because then I'm gonna spiral into hanging a bunch of other picture frames and I won't actually get my work done. But anyway, my jeans got delivered. And the reason this is so important is because I gave myself, how long? 3 months? Whenever my last perimenopause follow-up appointment was. Is that you making all that noise? Do you guys have like a troublemaker of the pack? Like, we have a pack now, again, 3. That one right there, Ruby Roo, is the quintessential troublemaker. So, it's gonna be heavy. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even carry it with one hand. Look at this. You see that? Yeah, those are my jeans. Oh my gosh. I literally can't believe I just left the door open. Did you see how Hank is wearing an air tag? He got out. In this break that I've been taking, one of those days he got out. I had a really big box delivered, and when I went to close the door, the box was blocking my view and he snuck underneath. I was hysterical because I'm like, it doesn't matter if I find him. I can't grab him. I can't touch him. I can't save him. He's gonna bite the neighbors. They're gonna put him down. Like, I'm never gonna see him again. I spiraled. I found him down a block, just sunbathing at my neighbor's house. He mama ducked me home. I was stressed. I'm like, how do I get you home? I had a blanket. I was gonna droop it over him like in the cartoons, and you just throw a net over something and trap it. That didn't work. And then I was like, what if I just give up and just walk home? He mama ducked me home. Anyway, that box is 22 pounds of denim. So I had my perimenopause follow-up, whatever. It wasn't a perimenopause update. It was my well woman visit, which happens to be with the same doctor. And so we talked about that. And that was in August. It's now October. So in August, I was like, I don't think this weight is going anywhere. And this weight is very specific where it's collecting, which is perimenopause related, right? I'm not mad that I filled up a little bit here. I'm also not mad that I filled up a little bit here. Wait, hold on. Here. I am a little annoyed that I filled up right here, but I don't hate it. And so I told myself, is this cortisol stress weight, or is this cortisol life weight, or is this cortisol I eat like an animal weight? Like, what kind of cortisol is this? The stress isn't going anywhere. This is the current state of affairs, and it's probably going to be like this for the next few years. I'm going to have to learn to accept that. Is this because I have a sedentary lifestyle? No, wait, I don't. I get like 12,000 steps a day. Is this because, like, what is this? Do I eat like an animal? No, actually, I don't. What I did want to regulate was my lack of motivation, my lack of discipline, and like my lack of, you know, when you have so many things to do that you just freeze. Typically happens with people that are neurodivergent. It also happens with people that are stressed. It also happens with people that are going through perimenopause. However, if you are having 2 of those things at the same time, it gets wildly out of control. So I went back to my doctor, and if you guys remember, gosh, I did a collab with Walmart a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I was at my thinnest. I loved how I looked. Parker hated it. He confessed to me. Parker hated it. I was at my thinnest. I really liked it. I felt 20 again. But I also know that I was on a very high dose of Vyvanse that not only made me feel like I was in a perpetual heart attack, it also didn't let me enjoy the things that I liked to eat. So I wasn't hungry, but I also didn't look forward to the things that I looked forward to. It sort of like muted my palate and my appetite. So that wasn't fun. I was like, this is not something that I want for myself. So I said, you know what? I've gone 40 years or 39 years. I don't know however long that was. This was last May without taking stimulant medication. I was fine. I can't do this anymore. I tried the Strateras and I tried the, what was the other one? I tried 4 different medications and I was like, no, absolutely not. Well, being in this little break that I took, my little hiatus, I was under the understanding that ADHD was genetic, like it was passed down from a parent. I've recently spoken to someone that thinks otherwise and they're a complete professional. So now I'm confused. Regardless, my son and I both are hella ADHD. Like I'm on the boy side of the scale. And as you can tell. And so my son takes Ritalin and I was only prescribed Adderall varieties. And my psychiatrist had told me that, you know, if one works, typically the other one doesn't. So she was like, well, the Adderall's working. Let's try different forms of Adderall. And I was like, is it though? Because Ritalin works wonders with my son. She's like, do you want to try it? I was like, you know what? I've taken more than a year off and I've gotten to a place where I am comfortable with my routine. Now I just need that extra push into the pool. So I was prescribed Ritalin, but as needed. So a very, 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 very low dose. In fact, my psychiatrist laughs at me because she always says that she gives me the children's dose and I can take it up to 3 times a day if I need it. Typically, I find myself taking it once. Other times I forget, or I'm so focused in what I'm doing that I just, you know, whatever. Anyway, it's working for now. I'm not going to like, ooh, you know, send out a billboard about how magic this is, because for now it's worked. Now that I've come full circle with my perimenopause, now that that's under control, now that I, you know, have my ADHD under control, now that everything is kind of settled and that this is our new normal, this is our pace of life for now, I'm like, my gene size is literally not changing. I am eating well, I am exercising, I am taking my ADHD medication, which has had no side effects, thankfully, so I'm still hungry all the time. And my metabolism is just as fast as it was back then. I'm just storing belly fat. The good thing is my weight has stabilized. And I told Parker, I was like, I don't want to do the thing that I did a few years ago when I gained 40 pounds really fast. I bought new jeans, and then I lost it all, and then I wasted all this money on jeans. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be in a place where I'm like, this is it. This is my new normal. My body's not changing. I'm trying. I'm doing different things. This is my routine on lock. So we've been here for a few months now, hence that. Because right now I'm wearing my size 6 jeans, and I'm not a 6 anymore. And it's very evident to you that I am not a 6 because all of my jeans are ripping. Or I find myself wearing long shirts so that I can unbutton my pants. Not because I'm trying to hide a baby bump, but because I'm trying to hide a perimenopause bump. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of jeans to try on. I am a diehard through and through fan of Express jeans. I love their combination of elasticity in their denim. And you will have to pry out skinny jeans out of my dead, cold, bony fingers when I die. I love skinny jeans. Am I open-minded to other styles? 100%. I also love their length because they have short, regular, and long. I love that. So they had a 40% off sale the other day. I ordered 8s and 10s. I'm pretty sure that I am on the border of an 8 and a 10. I'm sure the 8 would fit, but I also want to live for comfort now that I am 40, almost 41. So I got 7 different styles to try, and I think I'm going to put that in a separate video altogether. But that's the story of that box, the story of this haul, and where we're at on our perimenopause journey. I did want to ask you guys though, are you interested in a video of things that I eat, drink, use, have bought, have tried, that have helped me improve the current state of affairs? It took me a minute to get here, but is that something that would interest you? Because I'm not a professional. And I didn't do a lot of research. I just did a lot of suffering, and it led me to where I'm at now. And it's actually really working out for now. But like I said, I don't like to send anything out in writing, you know, because the minute I do, something changes. And then God's like, huh, hold my drink, you know? So anyway, let's see if we can get that picture frame put together and then maybe hang it. I don't know. I'm like running out of steam here. I need to eat lunch. And Sophia has a lot to say right now. So let's figure this out. Maybe I am manifesting a good day, and I feel very strongly about not putting this up in that room because then I don't get to see it as often, or maybe it could be motivation for me to be in there more often. It turned out so cute. You guys, look at these. Oh my goodness, it is just so stunning, you guys. So Carol, her name's Carol, she's French. She sent this to us from France. She does it herself. She does pet portraits. She took a little bit of a break because she just had a baby, but her work is just absolutely beyond. And I'm so thankful for Miss Joanne for sending her my way, because this is the most magnificent, beautiful way to memorialize, you know, my three little angels in heaven. And this one that's just, I mean, she must have been a dictator in her past life because she's holding on strong. She's still here and letting me love on her every day. So I told you guys that this is going to be a little bit difficult to hang, and I was right, because I didn't notice that the hardware, or rather the way to hang it, is like you need to do the, you know what I'm saying? You need to put the, you know, usually they have little teeth back here and you just click it on the wall. This one has these, well, I'll just show you. Has these. Obviously, I'm not in the framing business, so I don't know what they're called, but you put in like a chain, sort of like a ropey metal thing, and then wrap it around this one, and then it kind of loops here, and you put a, you know what I mean. I kind of think I like it. I kind of love it. Look at this. I thought it was a little low. Gonna be honest, I was like, oof, it's kind of low. I don't know about where it is. But if you look at the viewfinder, like perspective-wise, can you tell? You can actually see it. If I had raised it, it would kind of cut it off. Given the fact that I might have to zoom in or zoom out, like that's a really good spot for it to be. The lighting in this room kind of blows because we have a massive tree. Oh, actually, eat crow immediately. Yeah, the lighting in here, actually we just trimmed the trees, so that might have helped. So now we have lots of natural light, but it was getting dark in here and very squirrely, literally squirrels, like all playing jungle gymming outside the window. I'm not complaining about that. That looks so much better. Look at it. You see? Cute, right? I like it. Okay, so I think we're ready to rumble. That might fall because I did not anchor it, and I used ribbon instead of that like chain link that you need to use for frames. But I don't assume or anticipate anybody using this bed or this room for anything other than just hitting record for a couple of minutes. So, outfit change. How many of you guys remember the way we used to do our content back in the day? It was like mass production on one day, 5, 6 videos, and then change shirts in between, change the lip color, put a clip in my hair. I'm not getting that deep, but I thought changing the shirt just to mix it up would be nice. Also, I had to take a little bit of a break to get this one. Yeah. We're gonna see if she wants to stay in the video. I put a bell on her because she will nap for hours, so much so that I forget that she's asleep somewhere. And the minute I hear the bell, I'm like, okay, she's up, go get her, or she'll fall off the couch, or she'll fall off the bed, or so we have a little cat bell on her. Anyway, we're gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna put her, I think the setup is working out really good. Okay, let me see if I can, it's not gonna be the best angle, but I guess I have to keep talking to you guys. I'm in a committed relationship with you guys, you know, like you've seen me at my worst. You've seen me collapsed on the floor, crying. Oh, but you've also seen the happiest moments, and this is one of them. You're welcome. So this setup, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the new fresh scenario setting, the new fresh setting, just make my roots look so dark in this shirt. Holy moly. I don't know if it's the new, okay, we're gonna put you here, but I want you to not look, I need you to look alive, okay? How do we, you see her little legs, they just stick out. Yeah, I don't know if it is the new setting that's just like reinvigorating. I just got a voice text for, are you guys voice texters? I love using voice text on like just messages, like on, like to send instead of a text. I don't know, it's just something about that. It's like you can listen to it on your own time. A call's not going to startle you. I'm not going to feel like, with my inner child trauma, I'm not going to feel like I'm interrupting your day. And you can just listen to it whenever you want. You can tell that, you know, I do mean it, that I am having a good day, that I'm not just responding or answering your questions. You know, you get that. So I just got a text from my friend Martha, the Good Candle, and we were just catching up. It's just so nice. Some things just feel right, you know, and sitting here feels right. Talking to Martha about her candles and fall and the fragrances feels right. Changing my shirt to do this and making sure the little one's in the background, all of that just feels right. And for now, this looks like it's working. So we're gonna continue on with this good day, you know, we're gonna continue on having this good day. Let me turn on this camera here. Turn on my, oh, hello. Those, honestly, I am teetering between going back to Katie and doing my roots or just going to get, oh my goodness, my brain is not working. Going to get at the store and having Parker dye my hair. Not a box dye. It's a, oh gosh, it has a special name. Anyway, what I'm thinking, insert here, and then just having Parker do it and just kind of start fading it out slowly, because my roots are to the point where it's not really roots anymore. It's a forest. So anyway, that's the current state of affairs. I don't even know what time it is, honestly. 12:30. So it is 12:30. I'm going to try and do 2 more videos. Hopefully, I'm probably only going to get done with 1 more and then kind of get ready for the rest of the afternoon. You know, Daniel has a project that is due and I've been helping him with that. I'm not sure if you saw it in the background. It's like a Nintendo company presentation. The boys, you guys, I did not think, you know, like if you would have told me a few years ago, this is where I'm going to be in life, this is what's going to be going on in your family, and you're going to have 2 boys, one that is pursuing an active law career and the other one is actively like pursuing a vice presidency, like it makes me feel a lot of things. It makes me feel, primarily it makes me feel proud, and it makes me feel like I've succeeded at something as a parent. I have given them the belief and the confidence in themselves where they think that they have the capacity to pursue a law career and to be great at it. The confidence in this kid, let me tell you, or to just submit your name for vice presidency. He's on a ballot. I feel selfishly, I feel like such a good mom, you know? And for me to ever say that, it's taken me 13 years to get here. But at the same time, as like little Danny, like my inner child, I would have never, ever done that, you know? Like, oh my God, absolutely not. An attorney? Hell no. I would cry every case. Like I couldn't handle it. I could not handle that at all whatsoever. Vice president? I had no friends. Like no one's going to vote for me. Like my mom's not going to take me to go buy poster board to make my posters, you know, like she's not going to help me write my speech. She doesn't even speak English, you know, and that's not a dig on my parents. It's just, that was my story, right? Like that was my reality, is that just was not an option for me or for my brother. And to see these two little boys that are like actively thinking about their future and have these big dreams and goals, you guys, it makes my heart explode, but like in the best way possible. Anyway, I need to focus, and then we need to get on with our day, right? So let me do this. Is she? Oh, she's napping. All right, let's get on with this before she wakes up. All right, you guys, that wraps up our content for today, or rather our content production. So I was able to film 3 videos. So you're gonna see the same makeup, 3 different shirts in the upcoming future. I have a mess to clean up upstairs, but the Rugrats, the twins, you guys, were, oh my God, the biggest ruckus upstairs. So if you see an Amazon video and there are 2 feral, you hear them? And there are 2 feral creatures running around upstairs. Wow. I don't know who they belong to, honestly. I don't. Hey, come here. Ruby. Genuinely, the happiest sounds I think that I've heard in a long time is just having that like youthful puppy energy at home after having so many seniors for a long time. And oh, it's okay. Oh boy. After having senior pets and, you know, 6 senior pets for a long time, it's nice to have that just really hyper crazy puppy energy, and they're just so good together. Look, isn't that funny? They're like obsessed with each other. It's so cute. When we had just adopted Rue, she was like really hyper. She was super hyper, and she would bite us a lot. Part of teething, but also because they weren't socialized properly, so they play like dogs. And she would like tear us up, just biting. She was a really aggressive player. And Sophia wanted nothing to do with it. She was like, no, dog, absolutely not. Like, that is not my jam. And so getting Hank for her has been such a blessing because he matches her crazy. And when he needs to, he like checks her, which never happens. He's such a softie. He reminds me of Parker. He just goes like, you know, Stockholm syndrome. I love how he shows that he loves me. Is he here by choice, or is he my prisoner of love? Is he both? Anyway, we are, actually, what time is it? It is almost 2 o'clock. So I have some things to wrap up, and then luckily I've gotten into the habit that because I get up so early, thanks to Hank, 5:30, I do all the dinner prep before the kids even leave for school. So when they get out of school, I mean, I just have to cook, you know, or bake or grill, but everything's pretty much squared away. But I am really excited. I'm excited. Here's why. I'm excited that I've had such a fulfilling day. I'm excited that the day has gone very well. I'm excited that I'm opening the door with my feet. I'm also excited that my jeans are here, but primarily I'm excited to have gotten back into the swing of things. And for me, there's always this fear when I take a really long break. Like, I wasn't sure if this was a break or this was it for me. I was on the fence. I'm like, is this it or is this a break? And whenever I take a really long break, there's always that fear of when I hit that record button, how I'm gonna feel. Because that's how I live my life, is how I feel. And I'm always afraid that I'm gonna hit that record button and not know what to say or be hesitant. Like, I have to do this. But somehow when I hit record, it feels like putting on your favorite pair of sweats. You know, like eating your favorite feel-good snack, or doing your most relaxing hobby or relaxing technique, or snuggling with your puppy. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like home. It feels like hitting home. So I hope it feels that way for you guys. You know, the amount of DMs and messages that I've gotten, or even comments on my old content of, I'm just here because I need a hit of Dani, you know, like, I need my daily dose of Dani. I'm watching your old content. Like, that, I can't even describe it to you, because any way that I say it, it makes it sound selfish, self-indulgent, narcissistic, but it doesn't feel that way. To me, it doesn't feel like you're validating something that I already know. Like, yeah, you are, because I'm so good. It genuinely feels like when you see your favorite aunt and your aunt's like, I missed you, how have you been? That's what it feels like. So I really hope that you guys feel the same way. Today was a good day. Not sure what tomorrow will bring. If anything, I've learned in the last year that I'm not really in control of my day. And I think I'm really close to getting used to that, to just recognizing that that is what it is, and we're just gonna roll with it. You know what? Today is a day that I had a very productive day. Tomorrow might not be that way. Tomorrow I might have to pick up my son home, you know, because he's sick, or they were sick last week, or I might have to take Sophie to the vet, or I might have to show up somewhere. You know, it's just do your best to make the best of that moment, period. That's all we got. That's all we can do, you know, and that's it. That's literally all we can do. I truly appreciate you guys spending so much time with me, being so generous, hanging out with me, getting into all the malarkey that we get into in these vlogs. But I also wanted to remind you, it is October, it is Fire Prevention Month, the holidays are around the corner, and for some reason, Q4 holidays all involve fire somehow. So what better opportunity than now to make sure that you are doing what you can to keep your family safe. So if you guys don't have your very own fire blanket, fire safety blanket, what are you waiting for? I will make sure to leave that link in the description box below. That is for the Prepared Hero Fire Safety Blanket, and you can get up to 56% off. Holy smokes, pun intended. Anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I will try my best to link the things that I showed you in the description box of this video, along with the details to the Prepared Heroes Fire Safety Blanket. Aside from that, that's all I got. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. You say bye to your friends? Troublemakers? The twins? Always up to no good.